Jeannie Mai submitted documents, including photos, to the court today, alleging that she was physically and verbally abused by Jeezy multiple times. She even claims he pushed her down the stairs and hotel security had to intervene. She also claims their child has been in close proximity to Jeezy's guns. Now, Jeezy fired back, saying the photos of her injuries were from a golf cart accident. Now, Jeannie, if that's true, that's very shady. What are your thoughts on the evidence presented? Al, what do you think?
Oh man, this is not looking good for Jeezy, unfortunately. Not only does she have the incident recorded at the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco, because she was pushed downstairs, the hotel had to create what was called an incident report. And just the paper trail around the abuse, the documented abuse, is what's really going to help her out in this case. Not to mention that she's using Nene Leakes' divorce attorney, Kessler and Curson. Those two are just killer lawyers, and they are clearly building a case right now to the tune that Jeezy has asked the courts to not allow her to use those divorce attorneys. All of these look like very bad red flags for him. I hope somehow the two of them can settle this before it gets really, really ugly, because the proof that she's putting up, not only from the Ritz-Carlton incident, but the incident at the annual Mayor's Mass Ball in 2022, is just not looking very good for Jeezy. Now, this is the thing. She is clearly pulling her Karen card. And that's why I always say you got to be very careful, young, black, successful men, who you date and marry, because when they pull it, they use it. And when they use it, they're going for blood.
Okay, Armand, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, and I see a lot of people in the comments, they don't have sympathy for him because, she ain't a black woman. So at the end of the day, I think this can be very sticky and very interesting, especially, the claims that, the kids were close to the guns. I don't know how that's going to work out in court when he's trying to fight for custody of the kids, if you have them sitting around guns. Now, these photos, this is what confused me, because I get that she has proof, but these photos that kind of came out, they're almost alluding to the fact that this was the incident, and this is not actually the incident. This is more of an incident of the golf cart, like tumbling over, the golf cart accident. But I just feel like it gets sticky and the lines get blurred once these kind of images come out, because then people try to put that with the abuse claims, and it's not really clear. So I would have liked the images that came out of the actual abuse, other than these ones.
So, Armand, just to clear that up, the pictures of the golf cart incident was her sharing with the courts of him drinking excessively and being belligerent. And this is what happened when he was drinking. Now, the funny part here also is she has 3 different people that she's calling to the stands as witness. She's calling the couple's therapist, their pastor, and a close friend, who, when every time one of these incidents occurred of physical abuse, she went and spoke to them. So this is very damaging. It's my opinion that I think Jeezy should, we don't want to see or hear all of this about him. We like him. We support him. He's a fellow workmate here at Fox Soul. So come on, Jeezy, get smart with this. I think try to settle this outside of court, because the more we're learning, the more we're questioning the truth behind this abuse.
You know what sucks for her? I will say this. And I'm very pro-black on this show, okay, and in life. The fact that she's not black is definitely going to be held against her in this case. It made people automatically be like, oh, well, she a Karen, and she, this is what she gets, so we don't really care because he went and married a white woman or an Asian woman. And that's really, if you really think about it, as much racism as black people have endured in this nation, we would be no better to have that kind of attitude just because she's not black. If the man committed these acts against her, then he committed these acts. And unfortunately, even though he's one of our people that we like and we rock with, we shouldn't rock with people if this is in fact true. Now, at first I was side-eyeing because I thought she was kind of conflating the injuries from the golf cart. But if that's caused from him and his actions, then she has every right to say that. And who are we to downplay it and say it's not true because of her race? You know what I'm saying? I think she was kind of getting the short end of the stick, per se, kind of to say now, because of that. And I don't think that's right. I think being fair to your race is also holding people accountable and responsible, even when it kind of hurts you sometimes to do so, while still understanding that many times Black men are falsely accused and falsely convicted. Still having that understanding, but also being open-minded to be like, sometimes some of our faves do mess up.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll be keeping
And
y'all
if there's proof, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, if she has video, surveillance evidence, then boy, you hit her. So there's nothing that we can do. You just got to prove that you didn't.
Tanya Christopher said, Black people should be the least prejudiced because we know how it feels. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And Dee said, Black men said Asian women are easy to deal with than Black women. Yeah. Abuse is wrong regardless. And that's what Dr. Larry True says.
And I want to just add to this too, because I know sometimes we joke and we talk about, like you got with that white girl, she did a Karen on, she called the police. Black women, if you are in an abusive relationship, take notes from these white women, these Asian women, call the police and get out. Don't stay in a relationship because you want to be down and let this man continue to beat on you. Do what they're doing. Document everything and get out. Sometimes you got to do that. And I think sometimes with us being Black, we try to be down until we're down in the ground, and, take a page out of their book and, get help.
And then the whole no snitching thing, trust, been there, done that. You do that and you look out, well, I don't want to call police because that will come and bite you in the butt later on. Well, if it was so bad, if I was so wrong to you, how come you didn't call the police? Exactly. I agree.